Hi, it's Candy. Welcome to The Art of Planning. On this channel, we focus on planning, and we also focus around three things that surround it, and that's pretty planning, on-purpose planning, and powerful planning. And when we get all of those three things together, we can have some fun planning going on. Today, we're going to focus on on-purpose planning. I have lots and lots of questions about planning, the best way to do it, how to really get it going so that it's workable and it will help people achieve what they want it to achieve. So we're going to try to get that in place for you guys. How does that sound? Okay, I brought in some planners. Here is Miss Kate Spade. Here's Erin Condren. Here is the backbone to everything I do. And that's my Franklin planner. I have used, well, these same pages, actually the internal part of this planner, I have used this system for probably between 15 and 20 years. I'm not sure how long. The very same system, a page on 2 days, and I absolutely love it. This is my foundation. I've recently, like less than a year, started using other planners, just more, well, really to have fun. No, that's not right. There is more of a story to it than that, and I will share that at some point. But I've kind of gotten hooked and have really enjoyed doing some planning with stickers and using different planners, but it's really just a side thing, and I'm having lots of fun and enjoying it. And oh my goodness, there are some other planners I really want to try. I want to try Kiki K. I want to try, I'm not even going to be able to think of them, am I? I've got a list of everything that I want to try back in here. I won't bore you with that, okay? This I use like crazy, and it's just, I love it. So I've spent a lot of years learning how to develop a planning system that serves me quite well. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to share that as I know it with you and hope that it will serve you well also. Now, as usual, I'm a little note taker. So to be sure that I can share my thoughts in a cohesive way and that I get them all shared with you, I write them down. So I try not to miss thoughts that all go together and belong in this setting, this presentation, whatever. So here is the thought that all of this is going to revolve around. And I know that I have been skipping the on-purpose part, haven't been revolving on the channel as much as we should. I'll try to be better about that. How does that sound? Because that's the part that I love the most also. So here is the foundational statement of the video today, and it's not the planner that works, it's you that works. So I'm just going to find a planner that works for you and work that planner. That doesn't mean you can't have 2 or 3 or 15 planners, because oh my goodness, I've seen pictures on Instagram of people that have walls and walls and walls of planners, and to be honest, I'm a little bit envious because those look so pretty and wonderful, and it has been fun to start some planners. However, you only need one good planner if what you want is to get a system in place that will serve you in working your time better, or in having a more flow to your life, to your schedule, whatever. So it's not about the planner, it's about you knowing how to get that done. We've talked in a couple of videos before about planning paralyzed. If you've missed those, go back and catch it. There's one that has that heading, paralyzed planning, something like that. Go back and catch that if you've missed it. I will probably use frozen paralyzed as a synonym sometimes. Paralyzed planning, frozen planning. I mean, very much the same when I use those. Okay, what you need to schedule into your planner is planning time. You need to devote some time to plan your time. Okay? This is going to be kind of a little, it'll let you have the opportunity to think about how to work a plan, what you're getting out of it, what you haven't been able to get out of it, and whole different strategies. So you need to plan some time to plan your time. Okay? What's your purpose? What is your purpose for planning? What do you need to achieve out of it? Really think about that, because that is going to make a difference in how you approach your planning time. Do you have a planning time? Or do you just take the first 10, 15 minutes of the day and try to scratch out some things that you hope will work out like you want them to? If you really want your planner to work, you need to strategically think about what you want to achieve tomorrow and how that needs to be done. If you really want your plan to work, you might want to start Sunday and think about what you need to achieve during the week and how you can weave that all together, okay? So, what's your purpose? As you're planning, as you want this planner to help you achieve what you need to achieve during the day or during the next 2 or 3 days, then what is your purpose, okay? Or, maybe the better question is, what should your purpose be? If you want to know how to plan, then what's your purpose? Or, maybe the better question is, what should your purpose be? Sometimes we miss the whole purpose of what we need to do in our planner to help us achieve what we want to achieve. Does that make sense? Okay. Though it's kind of funny. There's this whole little bubble planner world that we can literally get lost in. I mean, we're talking about planners that will help us, that will assist us in our time management, and we can get lost in it. We can wander out there. We can literally waste time in the planner world. Or maybe I accused you of something I shouldn't accuse you of. Maybe I'm just telling off on myself. I can certainly do that. Okay, so you need planning time. We've established that. If you're taking notes, write down that you need time to plan your time. Okay? But what do you need planning time for? Do you need planning time at work? Do you need planning time for things at home? Do you need planning time for things at church or with your kids or what? Decide on purpose. So there's your on purpose. Decide on purpose what's going to go in your planner. Decide on purpose what you need to plan for. And then prioritize. So once you know what you need to plan for, then prioritize what needs to be done first, what needs to be done second, what needs to be done third, and maybe what doesn't need to be done at all. So what happens to me is I got all this stuff running around in my head up here, and I can go and overwhelm so fast. But the minute I start putting thoughts from my head down on paper, all of a sudden it becomes manageable, and some of that stuff doesn't even need to be done at all. But when it was up here running around, it was just creating havoc because it was one of all those other things that I thought needed to be done. Okay, so you're going to plan your time. You're going to prioritize, and then another huge thing is, I'm going to watch my time. Another huge thing is compartmentalize. Compartmentalize is break things down into, golly, things are so much easier when you can break them down into little parts. For instance, compartmentalize as in what needs to be done at the house. What needs to be done for one group you're in. What needs to be done for the students' organization at school. What needs to be done in different parts of your life. What needs to be done the first part of the week. What needs to be done the last part of the week. Break things down into manageable pieces. I'm going to have to compartmentalize looking at our time. Okay. So, be strategic. To be strategic is to have a plan. Have you ever known, doesn't strategic sound like this great big long important word? Well, it is. And nobody that has a successful plan has ever done that without being strategic. So you be strategic with your time. And when you are, it will just all work out so much better. Plan your day, plan your week, plan your time, plan what's going on, and that will serve you well. Now, I'm not going to say it's all going to work out 100% all the time, because it's just not going to. Sometimes your day will be a train wreck. Sometimes I laugh and say, it had a life of its own. The day just took on a life of its own. I had absolutely no control, and that's going to. But if you have prioritized and you've gotten done what needs to be done first, then that's important. It's off your plate, and it was no big deal. So you're going to come out on top no matter what. Just know that things don't always work. And when they don't, but yesterday you got things done, and you know that tomorrow you can get things done. If things didn't work out today, then oh well. Things just don't always work all the time. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Always have, when you planned out your time to plan, always do the top 3 things that need to be done tomorrow. Always have that done. The best time for me to do that is the night before. My mind is free. The telephones aren't ringing. I'm not at the computer. I'm not checking this or that. I just have time to plan. Now, I want to shoot this off real quick because I think it's so important. When you're writing your top 3 things to do, be objective. Don't say clean the house. What you can say is clean the bathroom or clean the laundry room, but don't put down clean the house. One's objective, one is not very objective for completion in one day. Would you agree? The same thing is, you can say reorganize my sticker supply. Don't say reorganize the craft room. One is achievable in a day, the other one is probably not, unless your craft room is itty bitty, or unless you're planning on spending the whole 24 hours doing something. Just be reasonable in what you want to achieve. That's a smarter move, when you can achieve what you've got down, rather than when you probably can't. Then you're sabotaging yourself, and you're setting yourself up to feel bad about what you probably weren't going to get done anyway. Does that make sense too? We can sabotage ourselves. We really can, and we really do a lot. So, top 3 things to do every day. Have that every day, okay? A lot of people will tell you top 6 things, and that's really a better idea if you feel like that you can do that without sabotaging yourself. If you feel like that's too much right now, start out with top 3 things, okay? Okay. And here's 2. I want to get through this too. All of us that love planners know that our planners can be very time consuming. So when we're talking about being strategic in planners, we're going to have to be careful there too, because I wrote down just a little bit of what I think can happen in a planner's world, and I'll go through it real quickly. Okay. We can get on Instagram. I should say I can, because this is what can happen to me. I can get on Instagram and start looking at Instagram because I want to see all your posts, and I want to see how pretty your layouts are, because I love seeing pretty layouts, and you may have new sticker shops that I haven't seen before. So I'm just going through your layouts, and I am loving every single moment of it, and all of a sudden I found new shops. Of course, I have to write those down or go to them and shop, which can be a real issue. But I found new shops, or all of a sudden I've stumbled on a giveaway, which is, by the way, one of those loop things, which I think is a very smart way to do a giveaway. But I think the last one of those I did, it must have had 150 shops involved in it. So, of course, that takes a little bit of time to do. So I was on Instagram a whole lot longer than I needed to be or should have been. And then I picked up, how many more shops is that in my feed? So whenever I get on Instagram to go through, all of a sudden it takes me a whole lot longer to do that because I have all of these extra people in my feed. So now that's a whole lot longer too. So it takes me longer to go through it. And then also I want to go through and shop new stickers or try to find new sticker shops or whatever. So I do that too. So that takes me a little bit extra time. And then, you know, I do layouts in my planner. So there I'm spending some time doing layouts. And did I have all of that as time I needed to be spending during that day or during the week? Well, probably not. So have I allowed for it? Have I accounted for it any place that I put it down? Well, I'll tell you right quickly I hadn't, because I'm not going to put that down as that much time on my planner. So, where did that top come from? Where did it go to? What could I have been doing instead of doing that? We can sabotage ourselves in lots and lots of ways. So, yeah, that was extreme, what I just went through. But that happens to me nonetheless. So, I've got to be careful of that as well. So, I hope that covered some ground. I want you every day to put the top 3 things you need to do in your planner. I want you to think about all of the things that we talked about, what to do, what not to do, how you can do it and keep from sabotaging, how you compartmentalize. Those are some things that I think will really help you a lot. My time is up, but we were at the end of this anyway. So I want you to think about those. I want you to put them into place and see how they work for you. If you have any comments at all, leave them in the box below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would love to grow our little channel into this great big wonderful planner community. So also invite your friends to come watch. I will try to have content for you and for them that is wonderful. And be sure and subscribe. Also, hit that little wheel thing that will tell you each time we post a new video. And I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.